Keep away. Keep away from me. I gave up the art of the sword. Please, let me go, I beg you.
As you can see, Lady Yai, Domon has persisted in this state for some time now.
Lady Yai, it must be this is nothing like him at all. In the I'm sorry.
К сути, задание «Путь мастера меча».
What? Another bad one?
Do you think that's Lady Yai? Oh, also, is it just Paimon? Or did she look right at us just now? It was probably nothing.
Keep away. Keep away from me. I gave up the art of the sword. Please, let me go, I beg you.
As you can see, Lady Yai, Domon has persisted in this state for some time now.
Lady Yai, it must be this is nothing like him at all. In the I'm sorry. It is clear to me that your sensei is not possessed by any evil spirit. But then yes. This unable to cope with the tremendous pressure he was under, he suffered a spiritual collapse. With his wit as one who is thrown into the sea, though he fights back desperately against his predicament, it does nothing to prevent his descent into the depths. As for what has triggered this change, I believe it must be the loss of his vision.
Stripped of his ambition? But Lady Yai...
Your school practices Meikyo Shisui art, does it not? Stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. What a fine notion that would be if any in this world could ever hope to achieve it. There was once one who claimed to be indifferent to rank and reward, and who fled enraged when defeated by his junior. And then there was an aged swordmaster who was aggrieved enough that he crossed blades with a disciple he himself had taught. Then, what of the one who crossed blades with his own sensei and beloved fellow disciple? Lady Yai, I'm not sure I am... the path of the sword masters filled with... It requires one to take their sword firmly in both hands and cut down the hopes and dreams of others. Only a deep commitment to his ambition to become the best made it possible for him to rise above the pain of these encounters, to focus on the way ahead. When that ambition disappeared, he began to doubt himself. As he battled his growing anxiety, he slowly descended into the state you see him in now. Much like a certain fatally flawed friend of mine. Poor Sensei.
I'm sorry. It's all my fault. Father, Sensei, Ansai.
That's enough.
Huh? Isn't that all? Did he follow us the whole way here?
Ansai, why are there two of you? You're here for revenge, aren't you?
You're right to assume that my feelings towards you are far from kindly. It's been so long now that I made peace with it years ago. You did nothing wrong that day. I don't think most of the people you beat along the way would hold it against you. Now I know that we can't place our hopes in you any longer. But that is no reason to strip them of theirs.
But what if one day, the same thing happens to them? I put everything I had into trying to become the best. But what if it was all a huge mistake right from the start? If there's a chance they'll end up like me one day,
Have you asked them what they think?
Sensei, after you rescued me from the hands of the pirates, I can't know whether I will suffer in my future as you do. I want to keep going until the day that I can stand before everyone with...
Nanako's far from the only one. Actually...
Goodness. Well,
You see? You can place being stripped of your ambition is something that's never happened to me, so I can't claim to understand it. but I do know what it feels like to have your ambitions crushed. That's what happened on the day that you so effortlessly defeated me. So, just as I once placed my ambitions onto you, it is time for you to release yours into their custody. You are not in the same position that I was.
I understand. I'm sorry to have made you worry for me, and I no longer have the resolve to become the best in the world. The emptiness and suffering inside of me will not abate, so I cannot hope to still my mind and be free of agitation. But as your sensei, I shall This is my promise. And I humbly ask—
You can count on that. I'd be checking in on you occasionally, but I am now used to the life of a wanderer. Well, don't just stand there staring at me.
So even though his ambition was taken away, his disciples can take it over on his behalf.
Traveler, a moment, please.
So, my intuition was correct. The wind that blows from afar carries fresh life to these shores. For us to meet now is premature. Nevertheless, you set foot on these islands at precisely the right moment. I have high hopes for you, child. Don't disappoint me.
Ooh, Lady Ai seems to have taken a real She seems super mysterious. We can come back to it in a...
Подписка, лайк, коммент. Соцсети в описании.
Let's go find some treasure.